I have worked as a freelancer for 3 years, and right now I'm running an agency for the past 3 years. I have worked with clients who prefer working with freelancers, and I have worked with clients who prefer working with agencies. So, in the past 6 years, I have some understanding of what kind of clients or what kind of contractors are suitable for what kind of clients. My opinion can be biased, but this is what I think you should look out for in the contractors whenever you are going to make a decision. So, the first one is management. If you can and if you want to manage the resource yourself, then you should definitely go for freelancer. And by management, I mean complete planning tasks, and each and everything. If you want to manage everything yourself and you do not need multiple team members, then you should definitely go for freelancers. Okay, because freelancers are very good to work with as an integrated part of your team. So let's say if your team do not have some special skills and you need that skill, and it's really hard to hire someone right away, or if you do not want to go for the fixed expense of hiring someone, you can just talk to some freelancer, add them to your team, and then they can keep working as a part of your team member. But a team member needs to have tasks assigned. Okay, so you need to assign them tasks, you need to manage them, but then they can be an ideal fit for your project. On the other hand, agencies manage themselves. Okay, so with the agencies, you do not have to worry about managing the project. You obviously have to provide them the guidelines, what they need to work on. You have to provide them the requirements, but then they have people on their side who can then take care of the complete management, who can make sure that your project goals, that your personal goals are being met with the contract, with the project. So, long story short, if you can manage someone, if you can manage them, if you can assign them tasks, if you can convert your complete job into smaller tasks and then assign those tasks to someone, and then you can manage them, you can verify that the tasks done were right or not, had the right quality. If you want to manage everything, definitely go for freelancers. But if you do not want to manage that, if you want someone to take care of that headache for you, then agencies might be the right solution for you. Let's say it's easier to scale with agencies. Let's say if initially you just need one or two engineers or one or two designers or one or two people for your project initially, but later on you can expand if your vision is bigger, if your product needs multiple engineers or multiple people, and later on you want to scale that, then you should definitely go for agencies, because it's part of agency's business model to scale each client. Okay, and you do not like a particular individual from an agency, you can just request them to replace that, and they most of the time they won't charge you for it. But if you go for hiring someone directly or hiring a freelancer, if you don't like working with them, you will still have to pay them because you consume their hours, and those hours are billable, right? But with agencies, it's a bit different most of the time. Like, this is what we do. If we assign some of our resources to our clients, and if they do not like those for some reason, which is very rare, but it does happen. So if they don't like working with them, then we just replace those resources totally free of cost. We do not invoice them for it. We provide a grace period that you can test the resources, the engineers from our side in this fixed set of time. If you like working with them, you can continue working with them. If you do not like working with them, we can just replace them for you. The next one is additional value. Agencies can provide good additional value. What do I mean by additional value? Additional value means if your project requires a senior to oversee the project, if your project requires some quick design help, right? Or if your project requires some mentorship from someone senior in the industry, then you might not have to hire those seniors separately. Agencies usually have the seniors and the mentors on their bench. They know who to reach out to if they need help with. But on the other side, for freelancers are very good if you are looking for that one particular skill set. You should not expect them to provide additional value. That will be an injustice with them, because they are good with their own one particular skill. They are experts in their own domain. So freelancers cannot provide an additional value, but agencies, on the other hand, can provide additional value, and it's part of their business model as well, other than just the resources who are onboarded on your projects, or other than just delivering the defined requirements. And the third point is about personal touch. If you want to work in a more collaborative environment, if you want to be very, very hands on, if you are a coder yourself, and if you want to hire someone who works as a junior engineer under yourself, or if you want to work with someone in a very integrated way, then in that scenario, freelancers are a very good choice. You should definitely go for freelancers. You will be able to talk directly with them, and you won't have any middle person who you have to talk through to talk to the final guy who is working on the project. Now, the fourth one is about warranties and backups, and I think I partially covered it in the first point, but yeah, let me just highlight it again. So basically, agencies can provide some kind of backups and warranties. So let's say if someone leaves right away, if someone gets sick, if someone has to leave the job and they get some other opportunity, a better opportunity, then it's part of the agency model to make sure they have some resources, some engineers, some manpower available on their bench so they can replace the resources right away. On the other hand, if you have hired a freelancer and if they get a better offer, if they get a full-time offer, or if they get a way better opportunity, then they can just leave, just like employees. Employees can leave. You can do nothing about it. Sometimes the offer that they get from some other companies is multiple times bigger than what you are offering right now. Same is the case with freelancers. So let's say if you have hired a freelancer for a particular project and then they get an offer for something else, then it's really hard to retain them, right? But on the other hand, with agencies business model is to just retain you as long as possible. So they make sure that with engineers leaving, with manpower leaving, the productivity is not lost. And even in cases where the onboarding period is required once again for new engineers to come in, most of the time agencies do not charge for it. We do not charge for it. If we have to replace some engineer on some project, or if we have to add a new engineer on some project, we do not most of the time charge for the onboarding period, which is most of the time maximum 1 week. So agencies can provide backups and warranties, but freelancers cannot provide backups and warranties. But if you are looking for freelancers, you are not looking for these things as well. You know that and backups and warranties won't be there. So that should be fine in your case. You know which person, which contractor is the right fit for you. Now, if you want to hire agencies, I want to mention some red flags that you have to be aware of so you can avoid scams, you can avoid low quality work, and you can avoid delays in your project deadlines. Whenever you are hiring for an agency, demand transparency, demand absolute transparency. You deserve the right to talk to each and every team member, preferably on a video call. You deserve to have weekly meetings. You deserve to have daily syncs. You deserve to have daily stand ups. Okay. These kind of daily sync ups and daily meetings do not have to be done in form of an in-person one-on-one meetings. They can be done with the help of Slack bots and some tools that can prompt the team members to input what they have done in the previous days and then send you an update on daily basis what the team is working on. So ask for that transparency, ask for that clear communication. One thing you have to make sure while hiring agencies is to make sure they are the experts in the domain that they claim they are experts for. Make sure they are doing the project themselves and they are not passing on the project to someone down the chain. Because if they do, then it's just increasing the middle layers again and again, and you don't know who's working on the project and for what price, and the end user who's working on the project is not getting what they should. While hiring freelancers, you also have to be aware of a few things. Make sure if you want to hire a freelancer, you hire a freelancer. You do not hire an agency who's hiding behind a freelancer. Okay. This is very common on all of those freelance platforms that people don't bid using their agency accounts. People usually bid using their freelancer accounts. And even if they have a team sitting behind them, they don't show it because they know some clients prefer working with freelancers and they don't want to just lose that opportunity. Okay. So just make sure the person you are talking to is the actual guy who's going to work on the project if you're looking for a freelancer. Okay. Because again, both freelancers and agencies do a good job, and both freelancers and agencies mess up as well. You will be able to get the best experience if you hire the right people for the right job. Like I recently hired someone on Fiverr to design thumbnails for me, and the experience was very funny, I would say. I asked him to get on a meeting with me, but he was not willing. And the job was very small, so I just sent them all the requirements, and they asked me to just place an order, and I just placed the order. I placed the order for the amount that they asked me to place the order for. Okay, so I should expect a high quality work. Okay, So I placed the order, and next day the work was extremely bad. I requested them changes, that this is what needs to be changed, this is what needs to be changed, a list of everything. And then their reply was a dispute. They just said, cancel the order. I cannot work for such a low price with this much complex requirements. Buddy, I just paid you what you asked for. So again, you have to be aware of all of these kind of issues when hiring freelancers or agencies on all of those platforms. Ask them what they are looking for. Ask them what they need to produce the best results. If it's money, if it's time, what it is. If they need better requirements, if they need to ask you questions. Encourage freelancers who are asking a lot of questions. If someone is not asking questions and just coming up with a solution, they are probably not the right choice for you. Another red flag you have to be aware of is no one is an expert in everything. If you are hiring someone, play this trick. Ask them something. Let's say if you are hiring for a mobile application, if you have a mobile application idea and you are hiring for a mobile application, ask them if they can also do web application. Ask them if they, and if they agree, ask them if they can also do machine learning. Ask them if they can also do, I mean, just keep adding things. See if they can say no to anything at all. If they don't say no to anything, if they can do each and everything, then either they are a huge company who does have resources, or they are just going to get everything that you have to offer. They are going to get the complete project and then start looking out for freelancers based on your project as well. So if someone says they can't do something, it's a green flag. They are at least honest that they do not have some capabilities. Consider that as a plus point. Another thing you have to look out for is the price. Cheap is not always good, but expensive is not always good as well. Don't judge freelancers or agencies based on their pricing. You have to judge them based on their communication. Try to get on a call with them. Try to assess their capabilities. Interview with them. If you like talking to them, if you like communicating with them, then you will like working with them. Competing on price is easy because agencies and freelancers are based in different locations in the world, and every location gives some special competitive advantage to charge some different rates. Maybe you can get someone very, very good for very, very low price, and you can get someone very, very bad for double or triple the price that you are usually paying for your projects. So don't judge on the basis of price. Judge on the basis of the communication, their portfolio maybe, their expertise, and the word of mouth if there is any. So hope this helps. And again, my opinion can be biased. I have worked as a freelancer and I have worked as an agency. And right now I'm running an agency. So I do see some plus points of working with agencies as well. But I do think there are some negative points, and sometimes agencies are not the right fit for every sort of client. So judge for yourself. Whichever option you think is best suited for your use case, just go for it. Share this video with anyone who is looking to hire freelancers or agencies and who is confused in making the right decision. So maybe this video can help someone or point them in the right direction. Thank you.